I'm Eric Coleman, Assistant Chief, Daviess County Fire Department. We're at the Daviess County Airport Fire Station right now in our tower, doing some joint training with City of Owensboro, some rope rescue. Right now they have a scenario that they're planning, trying to figure out all the strategies in order to get the patient out of the confined space that's located in the adjacent part of the building. The reason we'd be using ropes is because that's the only way to gain access to the patient, where we can't get ladders or ladder trucks or different kinds of equipment into those, be it confined space, or it's just not conducive to dragging everything back through an industry or the woods or wherever we are, because most of these things will transfer from industry to rural to urban settings. It doesn't really matter with the rope, and so it's just to hone those skills in order to gain access to patients that are in difficult places. So our rescuers are going to ascend from the bottom. They're going into a different part of the scenario to gain access to the patient, see what other kind of rigging they're going to need in order to execute the evacuation of the patient. Rescuer 1 and 2 will both ascend on the ropes that they've already gotten over the top, that they're going to build their haul system out of. Also, they tie them off and make them static lines so that they don't move. That way they can climb them. They'll go through the window, go over to the confined space. They'll make patient contact there and then decide what kind of rigging they need in order to get the victim out of the confined space, back over to here and into the ground. So our rescuers came in, found the patient, but they had to gain access to the patient. With that being a confined space, they did all their air monitoring to make sure it was a safe atmosphere for them to go down into the manhole. But they have to have a means in order to get in and out of that. So they really needed to create a high point to be able to lift above the plane and get to the outside. So that's why they constructed this. Sometimes you'll see this in just a tripod configuration that is made specifically for manholes. However, this is, Daviess County owns this. It's called an Arizona Vortex, and it can do a lot of different things. A very versatile tool for us to use in different situations. This just happens to be one of those situations where we can use it as a tripod to create a high point to lift someone out. So now that they're finishing up, they're not done until they get all the equipment back to the ground and on the truck, because just because the patient's down doesn't mean it's over. We still have to get our rescuers to the ground safely, get all of our equipment back on the truck and ready to deploy for the next event. So today's training was a joint effort between Daviess County, City of Owensboro. It's been some training that's been going on for the last few months. Today is just a combination of all that training and putting all those skills into one exercise that they've been working on for several months, and doing critical thinking, problem solving, and just kind of putting all that to the test today to see, to make sure that the training stuck. So that's what we've done today, and we're finishing up now. Last few weeks, we've gone to the convention center a couple times to do some more personal skills, whether we're ascending a rope, changing over to descend, and just kind of honing those skills and practicing those skills. The convention center made it nice because it was indoors, a controlled environment, quiet, unlike in here. So it was a great facility for us to train in and then work on those skills. Those skills finished up the training that we were doing in the fall. And then today we combined those skills with the skills in the fall, put that together to finish to run our scenarios, our training for the day.
So my name is Corey Gann. I'm captain with the Owensboro Fire Department. This week we've been training with Daviess County Fire on some rope rescue techniques. We try to do this with them as much as possible. You know, try to get together a couple of times a year. It gives us an opportunity to all work together, and practice a skill that we don't get to do a whole lot. This training tower that they have here at the airport station is a great opportunity for us to get out here, especially when the weather is a little cooler, get inside, do some hands-on training with their rope equipment and the state rope equipment and our rope equipment. That way we get a situation we're prepared to help the city and help our surrounding communities. So today we worked on a couple exercises. The first one was we actually had to have guys climb ropes up to the second story and retrieve a downed person. The second one, same kind of situation, but we didn't even have ropes set up in the first place. So we had to use a rope, throw it over an I-beam, lower it back down, haul ropes back up to the top, then have guys climb up those ropes and then come across, drop down into a confined space hole, haul the guy up. So pretty long situation, pretty complicated, not unrealistic. It is something that we'd have to deal with here in some of our local industries when it comes to the confined spaces and the access to those spaces. So it'll give us a realistic look at some of the things we may have to do, may be called upon to do. These techniques are really great for out in the woods. We have a lot of hiking trails here in the county, and they have the cliffs over in Hancock County, and we do respond there for mutual aid if they needed us. So this gives us an opportunity to look at some different perspectives as far as in different situations we may be put into, and how we would handle those situations. Just happy to be here at Daviess County this week. It's a good time. We like to spend some time with our friends and train together and just build the brotherhood.